All right, music fans, welcome back. Harmless Dave back again on the Harmless Dave channel, talking about real music and music related stuff and doing it in real time for a few real people out here, just like you there and just like me here. All right, plugging Terry Luttrell once again. Big concert coming up. I'll put a link in the description of this video for the June 14th concert in Champaign, Illinois. All of you old school REOers should be attending. This is an album that Terry did last year. He'll be there. Mike Murphy will be there. I mean, this is going to be a great event. You really got to sell this out, okay? And maybe they'll take it nationwide if it can sell out. Maybe it's a one-off. I'm not sure. Maybe it will lead to some kind of an REO Classics band, although Terry already has one, and that's what this is about. But anyway, check this record out. The great Terry Luttrell, who sang lead vocals for REO Speedwagon way, way, way back at the very beginning. And this came out really good for you classic rock fans. So check it out. All right, so here's another one of those stories for a slow day in the world of classic rock, but there's some things that kind of jumped out at me. So I'm going to talk about this because it's a little bizarre. So Stevie Nicks, you know I love Stevie Nicks, right? She reveals she's making a new record. That's interesting because she couldn't come up with any material for the Fleetwood Mac album, which later became a Buckingham McVie record, which is a great album. But imagine if they could have put the name Fleetwood Mac on it. She was asked to contribute some music to it, and she couldn't come up with anything, and thus didn't. And so it became Buckingham McVie rather than Fleetwood Mac, which, again, Fleetwood Mac kind of rolls off the tongue a little easier than Buckingham McVie. If you go back and listen to that album, you're going to think you're listening to a Fleetwood Mac record, minus Stevie Nicks. And some people will probably like that, and others will say, no, you can't be Fleetwood Mac without Stevie. So Stevie hinted that she's making a new album. Nicks, by the way, was inducted into the Polestar Live Hall of Fame. What is that? On Wednesday night in Los Angeles. And during her speech, you know, she likes to give these really long speeches, she spilled the beans on her new music. She says, I'm actually making a record right now. I call it the Ghost record because it just kind of happened in the last couple of weeks. I don't understand what that has to do with ghosts, but maybe someone can explain that to me. Nicks explained that she was motivated to start working on it after the Los Angeles fires kept her holed up in a hotel with nothing to do. Okay. I was sitting in a hotel for 92 days. Did those fires go on for 92 days? I mean, so you couldn't go anywhere for 92 days? I'm really confused. This is a lot like during the pandemic when she said she didn't go out. She just didn't leave the house, which is strange because human beings typically need to go somewhere. So she stayed in the same hotel for 92 days. This isn't someone that's like most people. Can I just say that and not get in trouble for you Stevie Nicks fans? This is someone who's a little different, a little strange, a little eccentric. I would use that word. She says, you know what? I feel like I'm on the road, but there's no shows because she's in the hotel room. And I thought, you need to go back to work. And I did. You know, Stevie Nicks is old enough where she could just retire. I don't understand some of these older rock people. Stevie went on to say that she's already written 7 songs, sharing their autobiographical, real stories where I'm not pulling any punches for the first time in my life. So she's probably writing songs about Lindsey Buckingham. She added, They aren't airy fairy songs, but rather they're real stories of memories of mine of fantastic men. Fantastic men. She notes that one song is about Prince, who she said was a friend. Man, there's no word on when Stevie plans to release the record, but when she does it, it will be her first solo album since 2011's In Your Dreams. She did release a new single, The Lighthouse, back in September, celebrating a certain woman's right to do something. And it's called The Lighthouse. Like all of the language associated with that, it's always opposite day. So anyway, yeah, the lighthouse. Let's go to the lighthouse over there. The light. Follow the light. That's the lighthouse? I don't think I want to go to the lighthouse. Anyway, the takeaways here, folks, are Stevie Nicks sat in a hotel room for 92 days. No way to get her out of there, right? She couldn't leave because of the fires. I don't think the fires went on for 92 days. Maybe they did. Maybe I need to go back and look at everything. But if she was in a hotel, right, they didn't evacuate the hotel. They didn't say you better get out of there because the hotel is going to go up in flames. So my guess is she stayed there because she chose to stay there for 92 days. And then she's not doing airy fairy songs, which is great. Great news. Thank goodness for that. And this super empowered woman is going to be sharing real stories about fantastic men. One of them being Prince, where I think she had a dispute about one of her songs, or Prince said to go ahead and record it or something because it sounded like one of his songs. So anyway, long story short, it's a slow day in the world of classic rock, but we've got some real classic rock for you. Terry Luttrell's REO Classics Band recorded live at Shock City Studios, and Terry will be there on June 14th celebrating the legacy and history of a once great band that is now defunct because Kevin Cronin didn't want to work with Bruce Hall. That's it. That's the whole thing. God bless everyone, and I will see you soon.